Good afternoon, folks and family of Oakland Cemetery. Sean, got Mr. Steve Harmon behind the camera. We're here in section 6. We're actually at the site of John F. Ryan, and we're not doing any razor resettings or anything like that. We're actually here for a different reason. We're in the process of mapping known grave sites at this location by using Find a Grave's GPS feature. So obviously we have Mr. John Ryan here. He was a tech sergeant in U.S. Air Force, passed away in November of 1974. We were actually trying to find the couple under the name of Crabtree, so Crabtree. A couple things we wanted to point out is that we could not find a Crabtree location, and we tried to use the probing tool. We tried to look to the left and the right and whatnot. We could not find it. One of the things we have right here, we actually used the cemetery map. Sometimes what you'll see, and we've experienced this, is that it will just have the family name. And then you may have 10, you may have 5, or you may just have a couple of people in the family plot, which you may not necessarily be able to fit all the names in one section of the plot. So in the process of finding Mr. John Ryan's, in the process of attempting to locate the Crabtree location, we ended up finding a really interesting stone which probably hasn't been uncovered in at least 20 plus years, and we'll cover that here in just a little bit. Folks, back again here at section 6, Oakland Cemetery. Just wanted to point out a couple of things. We just covered using the cemetery map to isolate a location. We had attempted to find the Crabtree location, Crabtree family location. And just right off the bat, we can tell you that we did not actually locate its physical location. But in the process of doing so, we did find another stone that this is where the use of the cemetery map comes into play, as well as the use of historical data that's coming in from other people, which is very important and really unique. Because in the fact, we probably would not have even looked for this location had it not been added to the Find a Grave website. So two things. The Oakland Cemetery was documented in January 2 of 2000. This profile, actually Mr. John Ryan's spouse, was added in 2019. So almost pretty much close to 5 years ago. And as of right now, we know that this stone probably has not been seen for at least 24 years. And so we're really excited to see what the stone may be, and if it's John Ryan's spouse. It's going to be really interesting. And then when we focus in on the stone, whichever it may be, there's a really neat backstory. So not only finding the actual stone itself, but then finding the backstory of this really interesting individual. She played a significant role in her community and was just kind of like a trail burner in the era that she had lived. And we'll see you in the next cut with some more information to follow. All right, friends and family at Oakland Cemetery. In the process of looking for the Crabtree family stone, we ended up finding Miss Ruby Ryan, who in the beginning of the cut you saw John Ryan. He was a tech sergeant in the Air Force. This was his spouse. And there's a really neat article which I'm going to read here. It was uploaded by Miss Sue Shepard to Find a Grave in 2019. And as you can see, this stone, like we mentioned earlier, has not been uncovered for at least 24 years. It probably sank down probably about 8 inches in the ground. So what we're going to do, we have the intention to raise the stone, level it off, and we should be good. But I want to read this article because she has a very interesting background, just like everyone else here in the cemetery. It just so happens that there's an article, and this article comes from Margie Hirsch Luckett of the Maryland Woman of Baltimore, Maryland, and King Brothers Press. And this was uploaded by Miss Shepard, and it's a pretty amazing article. We'll have a link to Miss Ruby Ryan's Find a Grave profile in the description, so feel free to check it out. But she was kind of like a pioneer in what she did, has some incredible lineage all the way up to like General Lee, so it's pretty interesting. Miss Warner is America's leading woman parachute jumper. She had right under 400 leaps from a speeding plane. She was also one of 7 woman parachute riggers holding a U.S. Department of Commerce license. She had an unofficial altitude record jump on the east, which was just about 16,000 feet, and a record for a mixed double parachute jump made with her husband, who was Mr. Ryan, at 13,000 feet. And just kind of give her lineage background-wise, it says the intrepid young married woman, descendant of early Virginian settlers, comes by her courage through inheritance. Her father was a casualty of World War while he served in the United States Navy. And her maternal grandfather, William P. Morris, held a commission under General Robert Lee in the war between the states. So just an incredible military history. And then there's a lot of there's a backstory, even though I believe she was Irish. It says, as a child in Roanoke, Virginia, where the Morris family had an old home of freed slaves, the slaves did not leave. In fact, every one of them, instead of leaving the home, they actually passed away and were interred locally to that home. She was, there's just a whole list of things under her rap sheet here. So I would encourage you to read her article and see everything that's about her. And also, there's a pretty neat little excerpt where it says, between her and her husband, she said, with great reasonableness, Miss Warner points out that as other married couples enjoy tennis, golf, and sailing together, so she and her husband enjoy the greatest sport of them all, which is parachute jumping. So that's a little excerpt and history behind Miss Ruby Ryan. We're very fortunate to find this location, but big thanks to Miss Sue Shepard, who actually documented this article, as well as the fact that she was interred here in Oakland Cemetery. So we'll see you in the next cut with Miss Ruby Ryan's stone reset. Friends and family, got Sean and Steve back here at Oakland Cemetery, Section 6. Got a very exciting conclusion to Miss Ruby Ryan's raised, reset, and discovery, if you will, her stone. So her spouse, who she met at the parachute school or jump school, Mr. John Ryan was the instructor, and that's how she met John at that school. I would highly encourage you reading the article. She's done a lot of amazing things, too much to just cover in this video. But I just want to also give a big thanks to Miss Shepard, who actually uploaded the fact that Miss Ruby Ryan was buried here, and the article that she had uploaded to find a grave that gave us the valuable and very exciting information of Miss Ryan, along with her spouse. So that kind of concludes our raise and reset for Miss Ruby Ryan. And so after 24 years of being under the ground, or at least her stone being under the ground, she has finally joined with her husband with the 2 visible stones. And then over time, we'll probably add some D2 or some wet and forget to the stone. And it's going to be just, if you think it looks incredible now, just wait until later. That concludes the video. Give us a like and subscribe. Share this with any friends that you think might be interested in it. And we appreciate your support.